The first thing I would say would be 9/11. That event happened. When it happened, I lost an aunt during that event, so it was pretty near and dear to my heart. The second thing that happened would probably be the Trayvon Martin case. Um, that case is probably near and dear to my heart because I have a son, and at any time that could be my son, one of my players, or one of you guys, and I can't have that. Um, Thirdly, I would probably say the election of Barack Obama. That tells me that anything that you want to do is possible, whether you want to be president or, coach or whatever, teacher, whatever. You can look at him and that he can be that motivation. So, yeah.
And the Chapel Hill shooting. So 9/11, I was still really young. I was in my first grade. And I don't really remember it affecting me, but I kind of remember how it affected everyone else. My family was pretty upset, and everything was just really different after that. Obviously, I don't really remember what life was like before it, but I remember after, everyone, especially now, they say like how airport life was much different. It was more relaxed. You don't have to take off your shoes. You don't have to do any of that stuff. But after 9/11, all that changed, and now I can't even imagine the time where we didn't have to take off our shoes at the airport and just so much security. And the way that it affected me, it was scary to me because honestly, that could have been any of us. I was a student at Chapel Hill. Dia and Yusra were about to go to, or Dia went to dental school in UNC. Um, and my apartment is like probably 5 minutes from theirs. So it was scary to see like how close I was to that situation, and that's not the only scary part. Obviously, like it's sad that three of our community members passed away in that manner. It's sad to know that the climate against Muslims is that harsh, and three young adults who were living in the comfort of their home could be killed when they were doing nothing, absolutely nothing wrong. They were exemplary like models in the community, and simply for being a Muslim, they were killed, and being covered up as a parking dispute, that's just lies. But it's sad to see that that's how America and the climate is against Muslims and how harsh it is. And I guess because of that, I was just more aware of what I had to do, especially from that day on. Everything I do, I have to be more careful of what I'm doing. I'm be like, oh, I'm setting an example as other Muslims. I'm representing Islam. I have to be uh, an outstanding person. But even that's not enough anymore. But still, so from that day, like I said, I've just always had to be more aware of my actions. I remember for a good week, like none of the Muslims at school would go anywhere without like someone else with them. So that was just like some of the immediate effects that happened since that day. But I guess the more wide effects are the fact that you just have to be um, aware of what people are thinking around you. And like Chapel Hill is known for being a pretty like liberal area, um, but then you realize that maybe it isn't that much that liberal. And no matter where you go, there's always going to be people who are ignorant and who are bigoted, and you just have to be aware of that. And all you can do is strive to make the world a better place.
Okay, I'd have to say the first thing that comes to mind is 9/11, because I was in the New York metropolitan area at that time. My wife was about 5 blocks away when all that stuff happened, so it was a direct relation to, my family, my immediate, world, if you will. The way that it affected me was it made me very much more aware of the kind of impact that we as individuals have on each other, and how our own philosophies are developed by our cultures and other people's cultures and other people's impression of that. It made me a lot more aware that, not everybody's on the same sheet of music when it comes to things. I think another world event would be when Princess Diana was killed in a car accident. I remember that I was at my parents' beach house. We were just kind of relaxing, and it came up on the news that that had happened. And the way that it impacted me was how the media is such a driving force in how it impacts so many people of celebrity levels or whatever, you know, and how it can negatively impact people in a sense that it gives them this closed sense of their life. They're constantly being scrutinized and recorded or taped or whatever, because it was the paparazzi that kind of caused that situation. Another event that happened was when well, I'm just, I don't know that I can come up with it.
Okay.
So.
The three things that I can think of that happened within my lifetime. The first one is I was born in 1969, and that was the year that man walked on the moon. The second thing that I can think of is the O.J. Simpson trials. And the third thing that I can think of is we had a black president.
Remember when Princess Diana died, and I was actually in the Hamptons, and everybody was calling everybody about Princess Diana. Then there was the weekend that John F. Kennedy Jr., their plane crashed as they were leaving New Jersey to go to Martha's Vineyard for a wedding. I think it was Martha's Vineyard, but I never left my house that weekend. I was studying for a test that I failed because I couldn't stop watching CNN. And the third one, I lived from New York City, and I lived in New York City for both World Trade Center bombings. So I was there for the first one and for the second.
Thank you so much.